And we're live. We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. And to my right is the current reigning and defending Scholars of Wrestling Show Chin, Scholar Tarek. Is that finally good? Does that finally meet your needs, sir?
It definitely does. Thank you and welcome, everyone. It's Elimination Chamber weekend, and we got a lot of predicting to do.
Yes, isn't that right, Scholar Brian, who I hope will help me in unseating this guy?
Definitely. However, I know that he's not a fighting champion, and we won't be doing it until WrestleMania.
Oh, hot takes.
So, okay. Keep that belt warm for me, Skeletor.
Something tells me you were right the first time.
But it's Elimination Chamber weekend, and I could not be any less interested in this pay-per-view at all. They have not sold me on it, so I'm going into this really not caring how bad I do on predictions this week. Because I know that it's Elimination Chamber. I got a perfect card last year. I got a perfect card the year before that. I'm going to get a perfect card again.
You got a perfect cardigan too? I've got a great cardigan.
Yes.
And speaking of great cardigans, we've got a great night of
That's the
match.
sound of someone who really wants to be a champion. Someone who just does not care. Well, you may not care, but I care. It may not be the best pay-per-view. It may be the worst. But you know what? I'm still going to go in this all full of high hopes because that's what a fighting champion does.
A fighting champion that isn't defending, so I don't believe anything that you say right now. So, bully to you.
Be professional, sir.
No.
Be professional.
No. Professionals defend their titles and you're not, so I don't care.
Okay, in the midst of all these hot takes, we still have what can be considered to be a compelling day in wrestling coming up with this year's 2018 Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, including some very big firsts coming our way, but we'll break down all of that. But first, we need to kick things off the right way on the Scholars of Wrestling Show with a little segment we like to call Backstage News.
Indeed, we should go ahead and peek behind that curtain and check in on
that. Of all people, Jeff Jarrett is officially announced for going into the WWE Hall of Fame. What do you guys make of this?
Did you predict this one, champ?
I didn't need to predict this one. It's not anything to do with predicting.
Did you think that this was coming?
I thought this was never going to happen.
Exactly. I actually agree with you. This was the last person on my mind to get inducted into the Hall. But, okay, whether people like him or not, okay, it's about 50-50 on the. We know a few people who hate his guts. But you can't deny at least what he did when he first opened TNA. Okay, he got AJ Styles and Samoa Joe their first big time exposure. Okay, when they were doing those weekly pay-per-views, and when TNA was actually good. You know who was running it? This guy. Okay, Jeff. He was the first one to lose a title to a woman. Okay, he lost the.
I know what you meant.
You looked confused.
I was not disputing that fact. Well, actually, I was disputing that fact. I knew he lost it to China. I wasn't sure if that had happened before. Like that was the first.
I believe that was the first. I believe that was the first one.
At least possibly in the WWF, but
well, yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, is that true?
The first mainstream under title change. And so he's a part of history that way. He went to WCW and killed it, but him and Vince Russo both. But you know what? Whether you like him or not, he did do a lot for the business.
Yeah.
So I guess whether we thought about it or not, he deserves a spot.
I'm going to come right out and say this right now. I had a feeling that it was going to happen eventually, given his contributions to both wrestling as an in-ring performer and just as a promoter and just a general wrestling personality in general. However, it did come as a surprise to me that it happened so soon. I mean, given the WWE's recent penchant for revisionist history and wanting to trying to make the Hall of Fame legit and own pretty much modern mainstream pro wrestling, both current and historical, I kind of figured that Jeff Jarrett going into the Hall of Fame was going to happen eventually, just like I'm completely confident that China will go in eventually. But I'm honestly surprised it's happening when Vince McMahon is still alive, to be very frank with you. I could have sworn China was going to go in first.
It's actually really funny you say that, because from what I've been reading about this, the reasons he's getting inducted is this is all Triple H's going. This is Triple H's call. And from what I've been reading, it's because he, with all this planning for the future for when he starts taking over, Triple H wants to start cross-promoting. And he wants Jeff Jarrett because, as we talked about how he is a great promoter, he's done that with Impact. He's done that with TNA, so he wants to have the best of the best do this.
And say what you want about Jeff Jarrett as a person, he knows what he's doing.
He does.
As a promoter. He, as I said, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, where did they first get their mainstream national exposure? TNA was bought in by Jeff Jarrett. Okay, yeah, you can say that they started in ROH and all that, but mainstream TV or weekly pay-per-view, okay, their first big-time exposure was TNA, bought in by Jeff Jarrett, and they main evented those weekly pay-per-views, and they put on amazing shows, and that's when people started to take notice. Put it down. And who set that up? Yeah, he gave himself the title like 5-6 times. Okay, but he also got those guys over.
He did.
So the dude knows what he's doing, and
that's why Triple H is so interested in him.
And that's why he's putting him in the Hall of Fame, because Triple H doesn't.
He sees the bigger picture.
He doesn't hold grudges like Vince McMahon does, and he does what's best for business.
Now the big question is, speculation has been happening not since this announcement is happening, but now let's put our bets right now. Who inducts him into the Hall of Fame?
Oh God,
Deborah.
No joke. I thought someone was going to say that, but I don't think
that's really just a joke, because there's no chance of that happening.
No chance Deborah's want to come back.
This is one where I actually have no idea.
I'm not gonna lie, I was actually thinking about this, and the only real legit person who I could see inducting him is AJ Styles.
I thought of that too.
Especially with what the video that came out today of AJ Styles loving the fact that Jeff Jarrett is getting inducted. It's like he's the AJ Styles for all that Jeff Jarrett did for him. Okay, it does make sense. You could do Jeff Jarrett, you could do Samoa Joe, you could do basically those two, and if you're doing another name, okay, he's the one who actually said put him in. I can see Triple H doing it.
Give me another one.
Yeah, if no one else wants to do it or can't.
But most likely, I think it's going to be AJ Styles.
Anything else really to say about this?
I got nothing.
Double J.
I just hope they talk more about his time in the Attitude Era and WCW.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say speech-wise.
I want to hear some stories.
I want to hear. I just want to see him hit someone with a chair.
Guitar.
Guitar man. Wow.
He
I'm
becomes
tired.
a
It's been a
manager
long
for
day.
Elias.
It's so crazy. It would be awesome.
It's not going to happen.
No, a spot at WrestleMania where they both hit dudes with guitars. That would happen.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. There you go.
All right, so
Make it happen, WWE. Give us a WrestleMania moment. Why not?
Elias hits John Cena with the guitar, and Jeff Jarrett.
They're not gonna
Someone comes out.
They're not going to have John Cena get hit with a guitar at WrestleMania.
You never know.
They're not going to. Come on.
Well, yeah, John Cena's going to beat Elias, but you don't need to.
Well, either way, I'm excited to see what Jeff Jarrett's going to do at WrestleMania in 2018. That's going to be fun.
I still have his Attitude Era theme song in my head.
I still love that song.
And then him twirling Deborah.
Why am I envisioning his entrance from No Mercy?
That's what I'm thinking too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway,
we're dumb.
Anyway, congratulations to Jeff Jarrett. The only request I have is make WrestleMania weekend fun.
Don't piss me off.
Well, no. Piss someone else in the office off. That'll make for some great television. But anyway, speaking of great television, or something we hope will be great television.
He doesn't think so.
Well, let's break down exactly why, with coverage of 2018's WWE Elimination Chamber. Starting with the very first match on the pre-show, we've got...
That was announced today.
Just today as of the day of this recording.
Exactly.
Wait. Remember my Scholars Quick Talk that I posted earlier this week? If you had the chance to add more matches to the card, 2 out of the 3 matches that I predicted are on this card.
Right, well,
how's that for predicting, Brian?
Well,
That's
let's
pretty
get
damn good predicting.
Why don't we get down to the actual predictions themselves, starting with the pre-show match of the Club going against the Miz Taraj. Gentlemen, what do you got?
I hope they had more. They'll give a little story on why they're throwing this match together. Like how I posted, it'll just be excuse me, the Club's response to the Miz Taraj interfering with the Gauntlet match. Hence, the Gauntlet match was awesome.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to do any raw rundown or anything.
That was a treat. That was an absolute treat.
It should just Monday Night Gauntlet. That's what this past Monday was.
It was so much fun. I loved it.
It was awesome. When it comes to the predictions, I'm going to go with the Club on this one. It's just them getting retribution for their involvement with the Gauntlet match. Will I be surprised if the Miz Taraj wins? No. It's really a 50-50 booking in my view. The only real way I could see the Miz Taraj really winning is if the Revival gets involved, since they're the ones who kind of are having a little rivalry with the Club.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm gonna probably take this at face value here and just say the Club goes over, just because they've been looking so strong since Finn Balor rejoined them, and they're doing the whole "we're the Bullet Club, we're not the Bullet Club, you know what we're really doing." Blah blah.
They got a rub from DX.
Yeah, they got the rub from DX, and they've been going over the Revival.
DX rubbed all over them.
You know exactly what you meant to say.
That's why I said it.
But yeah, I'm going with the Club no matter what. One way or the other, I gotta go with the Club to win this one, especially since it's on the pre-show.
Exhibit A, they don't care about this match. They just threw it together to put 2 teams to give 2 teams a payday. Okay, there was no story going into it. Okay, yeah, the Miz Taraj.
I'm putting my own storyline into this.
The Miz Taraj interfered in the Gauntlet match, and that's all that's needed to set this up. That's perfectly fine. But it gives me no reason to be invested in it. Okay, yeah, I like the Club. The Miz Taraj are glee jobbers. Okay, that's what that's what they're there for. They're there to take the beatings for the Miz. That's what the Miz Taraj is all about. So yeah, the club's gonna win. Okay, I don't. The
Move your
Miz.
head. Duck down.
Duck down even more.
There, they can see. You're good.
The Miz.
You got to be below the champ.
There's no.
Anyway, go on.
There. That's why I went there.
This is
I'm taller than you.
This is dumb. This is just to put together a match. I don't care. The club wins.
It's a chance to see more wrestling. That's what this is.
That I don't care about.
Well, hey, you can't win them all, right? Right?
And it's the pre-show match.
I wouldn't know about that because I win all the time.
All you do is win, win, win.
And this
lose.
This proves it.
Oh boy. Anyway,
Who says I'm losing? Who says I'm losing this?
Moving on to the next match on the card, we've got The Bar going up against Titus Worldwide, who have been on a remarkable roll lately.
Worldwide?
I'll tell you what, since this is for the tag titles, this one gave me a little bit of pause. However, there's something in my gut that tells me that it's not Titus Worldwide's time yet. I think they're going to get it at WrestleMania, but there's something about this says I'm just not 100% convinced. I'm going with The Bar.
I'm going with The Bar because they threw this together last minute as well, and it's 50-50 booking. Titus Worldwide got beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2 victories.
2 victories. Exactly.
Technically 3, if you count their matches that they had before Rumble.
Exactly. So, okay, The Bar goes over here. Yeah, you can put your erection away. The bar wins.
Erection away because it's just full of
the desk
happiness.
is blocking it.
And I don't think
and the title blocking it too.
And I don't think Titus Worldwide is your next tag team champions.
No.
I don't know where you think. I don't know why you think they're getting it at WrestleMania, but
it's the all-important Dana Brooke factor.
Fuck off.
Wow, you have to say that to him of all people.
I quit. I'm out.
Get back here,
Brian. Don't go.
Take it,
Brian.
And
Take
actually,
it back.
When you come back, actually walk in. Just drag it. We're not wasting our set here.
Take it back.
Just take it back. Bring him back.
All I'm suggesting is that they found a relatively better use for Dana Brooke than what they were already doing with her.
There is no use for Dana Brooke.
It made me laugh when she was complaining on Twitter that they don't know how to use her right. It's like, no, they're using you just fine. Just out of the ring.
There's another reason, okay? I don't want Dana Brooke anywhere near any titles ever. And she died, so sorry Titus, sorry Apollo Crews, no. The Bar wins because Sheamus and Cesaro are awesome. And they aren't associated with Dana Brooke at all. Get off my screen and curses to you. Curses!
Thank you, Jeff. You managed to take all that vile that he has towards me and just aimed it at you.
Oh, don't worry, it'll come back.
Oh, I know it will.
It's granting you a temporary reprieve.
And I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Because there's just so much bile from this one that I could take. Like, you know what?
So I'm assuming
I'm not going to say anything because this is more than I need.
Oh, and you're already getting there.
I win.
So I'm assuming you're going with The Bar then.
Of course I'm going with The Bar on this one. I don't have anything to say other than yes, of course I'm going with The Bar on this one. It has Cesaro. There are times when I have been voting against them. I can't right now. There's no.
Okay then.
Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar, all the way.
Now it's where it gets interesting. Because next up on the card, we've got another match between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. The feud that never ends and will likely go on till at least WrestleMania. But for tonight, Scott O'Brien, who do you got?
This thing's floundering. Like, it really should have been over a long time ago. But, okay, Bray Wyatt got a victory. We're going 50-50 booking here. Bray Wyatt got the win at the 25th anniversary of Raw. Okay. And so, if you want this character of Woken Matt Hardy to go anywhere, okay, and not have it be dead as a doornail, okay, this is a victory that he needs to have. If he loses here, shut it down. It's done. Okay. Matt Hardy wins because, quite frankly, he needs it more than Bray Wyatt. Because if there's nowhere that Woken Matt Hardy can go if he loses this match, nowhere.
I see Matt Hardy winning this as well, but what I want to see happen is it looks like Bray Wyatt does have the upper hand. He looks like he's on the verge of victory. The lights go out. You start hearing piano playing, and it's, what's his name?
Brother Nero.
Senor Benjamin.
Senor Benjamin.
Yes.
With Brother Nero.
And Vanguard 1.
Have them show up. This is something that Woken Matt Hardy needs. He needs the Woken family. That's very... I was not a huge Broken Matt Hardy fan, but like I was warming up to it, but I still don't know full details. I just know
he's due for a big win to keep this going, and however, with one caveat, ready for WrestleMania. So all this is making me think that, you know what, this is just the penultimate match before the all-out Broken, Woken, House Hardy, Bray Wyatt showdown. So either Matt Hardy, I think one thing we can all agree upon, Matt Hardy is due for a win, and he's going to get it at Elimination Chamber.
No. Do you think they do what they did in TNA? What was that match called where they filmed the
Final Deletion, the Great War?
Do they do the Final Deletion, the Great War, WWE versus Hardy style?
If they do it, if they're building for a match at WrestleMania, I'm going to say no. Because if they try and do a pre-tape thing at WrestleMania to show there, a lot of the live will be pissed off. Unless they do something similar to the Great War, where they go out and they pre-tape some stuff in advance, and then they sort of have people go out of the arena, and then they have them come back for the finish. Actually, just saying that makes me think that, you know what, they probably will do that for WrestleMania.
Because, I mean, you can't just have another singles match between these two. There needs to be some kind of...
Yeah. And the more that I'm saying it out loud, the more I'm thinking that, yeah, they're probably going to do like some sort of Great War shenanigans with like Vanguard 1 flying into the arena and flying through the air, and it's like landing on Bray Wyatt's head, and it was like, what is this? And then he just ends up giving Sister Abigail to Vanguard 1. I love what I'm saying right now. I really, really love it. Make it happen, WWE. Make it happen.
And Tarek's got the what the hell is going on look on his face.
It's the Woken universe. Yes.
I don't get
it.
I've lost all interest, really.
I have not. I want to see this to the end. I want it to go completely balls to the wall, insane. I want to see this madness. I want to see drones and Rebby Hardy playing piano and Brother Nero and the Lake of Reincarnation. I want to see him get thrown in the Lake of Reincarnation and come out as Husky Harris. I want to see every crazy scenario possible happen with this. If they're going to blow it off, they're going to blow it off right.
I think he's the only one that actually still gives a shit about
this. But considering that this match on this card is a basic regular single, meh.
I think it's well beyond meh.
I think it's just the beginning of the end of the meh.
Let's hope you're right.
A feud that's been going on since December, and now it's the beginning?
Yes, it's the beginning of the end. Now it's the end of the beginning.
Moving on.
Yes, moving
we
on.
spent too much time on this match.
Yes, moving on to the next match on the card, we've got to basically determine the women's title match, the Raw Women's title match. We've got Asuka versus Nia Jax. Right. Whose turn is it to go here?
Basically, because I believe that Asuka isn't going to be challenging Alexa Bliss for the women's title. I think she's going to go after Charlotte. To be completely honest, Asuka obviously wins. Okay, you can't have her. It's a minor pay-per-view that nobody cares about. Okay, you're not gonna have her lose her streak on it. Nia Jax is gonna put up a good fight in the dominant female style, and Asuka's gonna pull out the win, and you're gonna get the champion versus Nia Jax at WrestleMania, because Asuka's going to go after Charlotte Flair. There's not going to be a challenger for the women's title, because remember, the stipulation is if Nia Jax wins, she gets added to the title match at WrestleMania. But now there's no challenger because Asuka's challenging Charlotte. So he pencils in Nia Jax there anyway. But Asuka obviously wins this. Obvious.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that Bray Wyatt discussion really killed my mood. Are
you telling me that talking about Asuka is not going to put you in a better mood?
Utterly, this match is completely pointless because of what Brian said, because he's absolutely right. Asuka's going to win. She's going to officially declare she's going to be going after the SmackDown Women's Championship, and they're going to find some way to put Nia Jax in the Raw Women's Championship match at Mania. There's really nothing more else to say. The streak's going to continue until Carmella beats her at WrestleMania when she cashes in.
Yeah, I too agree that Asuka is going to win this match.
Okay, that brought some life back to me.
See, that's what's so great about Asuka. She wins matches and she brings life into the world via pain.
See, here's the problem. Life didn't come back until he made the Carmella joke. So Asuka had nothing to do with that.
But Asuka, she...
See, the difference...
To be fair,
I made that claim
he only made that claim because he knew it was going to get a rise out of me because...
Well, it got a rise out of him.
Because my waifu was getting because she's getting insulted here. This is how he works. He works through insults and pain. See, look at that smile.
That's why, even though we're fighting over the title right now, nice. There you go.
Because it definitely affected you. You definitely got more of a reaction than he did last week when I first brought it up.
Because I'm not going to sell it, but I'm just not going to sell it. But I think one thing
we
can all agree on. One thing I think we can all agree on is that Asuka wins.
Asuka wins.
Carmella's the one to beat Asuka's streak with the briefcase.
And yet,
isn't that an ultimate troll?
Right?
That is an ultimate troll.
And you know what? If I've actually come to like Carmella these days, so if she actually did it in the way that I'm envisioning,
is it because of the whole thing she's doing with New Day?
No, just the fact that she's grown on me. She's done a lot better than she did when she first debuted. She was obnoxious and terrible. But now, I actually like her a lot. And if they do it in that way...
But what's changed?
Her skill level, her competency in the ring and on the microphone, her charisma. Take your pick.
It's none of those. Because I think she still is full as a brick.
See,
Bricks build houses.
I
Not
never
when it's a
really
broken
had
brick.
I never really had a
turn that
problem with
into,
her.
Concrete.
I never really had a problem with her, but I never really felt anything for her to begin with. So it's like, yeah, she's there, and
she's
she
taking
doesn't.
no title.
She doesn't. She doesn't fill my mind with rage the way that Dana Brooke does. But as long as she's serviceable in the ring and she's not completely annoying on that given day, I don't hate watching the screen while she's on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
I check my phone or fast forward. That's just what she does. She brings no. She makes me.
Make that face.
That's what she does to me.
Well, in the spirit of that, let's talk about give us a little bit more entertainment value on our televisions. I am, of course, talking about the one non-match segment that's everyone's going to be watching and paying close attention to.
Setting up the match for WrestleMania.
Yes. The official contract signing for Ronda Rousey, supposedly to Raw. There's going to be some sort of shenanigans, most likely. So let's forward it to you guys. What do you think is going to happen in this segment?
I believe that this sets up the celebrity match at WrestleMania. You're going to have Ronda Rousey with a tag team partner against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I think that this begins that.
It's pretty much, when it comes to Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon, it's going to be a repeat of what they did. Was it 3 years ago?
3 years ago at WrestleMania
with The Rock and Ronda Rousey and Triple H and Steph.
It's just a question of who the tag team partner is going to be, and setting it. And if they continue with the setup of what they did at Survivor Series the last time we saw Triple H in the ring, you're going to get Braun Strowman and Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. And I am down for that. That's it.
If we're going to put them in that sort of situation, then I would imagine they would want to have her escorted to the ring by more of a ring general. And to that end, I'm going, honestly, the first name that comes to mind, it may not be this one, but the first male tag team partner that comes to mind for Ronda Rousey for me is Seth Rollins.
I just don't want to see Seth Rollins and Triple H in a ring together.
I don't either.
Ever again.
I don't either.
That's why I'm like, they've already started setting something up.
Yeah, they set something up on Survivor Series. So
it's
yeah,
like that's got to come back. That can't be just. Braun Strowman laid him out so badly that he stumbled into the Survivor Series set after the show. So it's like
nothing happened.
Triple H and Stephanie want to set. Ronda Rousey does something to Stephanie during the signing. Stephanie's like, we're gonna have a tag team match. I'll have my husband in the corner. You choose your partner. And of course, Ronda Rousey looking for someone who's gonna want somebody to catch those hands. And Ronda Rousey and Braun Strowman teaming together. That's money, man. That's money.
So, in other words, am I the only one who thinks she's legitimately going to be in just a regular women's match?
Yes.
Yes. I don't believe they start her off with the first match of WrestleMania as a one-on-one.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say that she gets offered a Raw contract, but then Shane McMahon shows up and offers her a SmackDown contract, which she signs. Suddenly, Alexa Bliss looks very, very scared. Like the most scared face she ever does. And then we'll eventually move on to...
Why does Alexa Bliss get scared? She's on Raw. Shane McMahon
Okay, then
signs the contract, why does
because it's Ronda Rousey and she defies the laws of nature and physics.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. For some reason, I keep thinking she's on SmackDown. What in the world?
Not anymore. She's a Raw girl.
She is a Raw girl, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Right,
yeah, so, yeah, I just think that's what I think.
I just don't believe that's a setup for failure. If they put her in her first match, a one-on-one, I believe they do the big showdown that they've been setting up for 3 years now, and then she moves on to start doing the one-on-ones.
I don't know. I really can't rule that out because, to be fair, there is a precedent for that, provided they're in the ring with someone else experienced. Floyd Mayweather did it. Lawrence Taylor did it with Bam Bam Bigelow. We had, I know it was a tag match, but WrestleMania 1, we had Mr. T in there.
Well, just remember, those were all one-offs. Okay, Ronda Rousey is going to be sticking around. So,
which also means that I'm assuming she's also going to be training harder and smarter.
Yes, but still, you set something up. The WWE set something up 3 years ago. They started setting something up at Survivor Series between the males. You gotta finish that off at the big show before you start doing
yes and no.
And she'll have the one-on-ones leading up to it.
Yes and no. Classical knowledge dictates that yes, you're 100% right. However, I'm not entirely sure. I've got to question whether how locked in these plans were when they did this 3 years ago. Because then Ronda Rousey just seemed to be, just like I said, a one-off celebrity appearance. Whether or not they stick with that continuity, I don't know. Personally,
it involved Triple H. So, and because Triple H is all about continuity these days, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring that back. So, yeah.
Certainly possible, but again, this could open the door to any number of scenarios, so we'll have to see this Sunday. In the meantime, we've got the first of 2 major main events. We've got the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Who do you got?
Well, we pretty much spoiled it when for our Asuka Nia Jax predictions, so I'm just going to flat out say I'm going with Alexa Bliss for successfully retaining the title. She's had so much momentum build as champion. I don't see it dropping at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I gotta totally agree. Again, there's so many good things they got Alexa Bliss as champion at WrestleMania. No matter who she ends up fighting. There's so many really good high caliber matches that you can have with someone like Alexa Bliss. So, yeah, there's just not enough of a reason not to at this juncture.
The problem I have with this match is that I think the talent pool in the match is pretty weak. Okay, these are not the names that I would have put in the in your first ever chamber match, especially because for 2 of these women, okay, it's their first high profile match on a pay-per-view, and the first match you're gonna put them in, like actual match, not like Royal Rumble type or anything. The first match you're gonna have them involved in is an Elimination Chamber match.
Sure, why not?
It's going to be the Intercontinental Elimination Chamber match all over again.
But here, the deal is, okay, Alexa Bliss is really the only one who makes sense here to win the match. Okay, you've first agreeing with the momentum, okay, and the way she's held it basically almost the entire year, she deserves to hold it until WrestleMania. She deserves to get WrestleMania paycheck that befits a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it'll come down to Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks as it always will, and the way they've been building it up makes sense. Okay, and once again, Alexa Bliss will get the drop on Sasha Banks, leading to Bliss versus Jax, the battle of best friends. That I kind of want to see that at WrestleMania. I want to see the battle of the supposedly best friends.
And again, that's one of about half a dozen different scenarios of fun things they can do with Alexa Bliss going in as champion. So, yeah, another consensus. So, what do you say we try and break this with the last match on the card? Of course, I'm talking about the men's Elimination Chamber match. Gentlemen, got to turn it over to you. Who do you got?
They've been building it for 3 years, and they're not stopping it. Roman Reigns is going to take this one. It's all the end game is going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Again.
Let me put it to you this way. Okay. The dude beat The Undertaker last year. Okay. He's not getting any less than the main event of WrestleMania.
Again.
This year. Okay.
Yeah.
If he beat The Undertaker, okay, it was the same trajectory as Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker. He was champion and in the main event of WrestleMania the next year.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same thing. I've got the only other person who might have a shot would have been Braun Strowman, but they booked him too strong on Monday. The winner of the gauntlet match. And I'm not even convinced that Seth Rollins is even in the chamber when the match starts. I'm not convinced because they're setting up something between him and Kurt Angle for WrestleMania. What if something happens backstage and Seth Rollins is trying to get into the Elimination Chamber match, but Kurt Angle refuses to let him go out for the match? What if he gets attacked backstage or something, and Seth Rollins and Kurt Angle basically eliminates him from the chamber match? Okay, he already got his rub already because he beat Reigns and Cena clean in the same night.
Why the quotations? He did beat them clean.
Are you talking about they're in a specialty match setting, I guess, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. I don't think they do Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar 1-on-1. They already did that. Okay, they already did that, 4 months ago? I don't think they'll do it again right away. And he was the only one I gave a shot outside of Roman Reigns. They've been building it, as Tarek said, for 3 years. Okay. He beat The Undertaker last year, and now he's going to get his shot for a 1-on-1 with Brock Lesnar. Does anybody want it? No. Which is just another reason why I am not interested in this card like I should be. Okay? They put 2 matches on here, today, just put them together and said, ha, there you go, out there. Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt has been weak for about a month and a half now. Okay, Asuka versus Nia Jax. It's Asuka, so I'll give it a shot and whatever. The Women's Chamber Okay, two people are in there that I don't think deserve to be in there, and it's just another case of.
This is a very down episode, man.
It's a very down pay-per-view. They haven't done a job in building anything up other than the men's chamber, really. And
I actually do agree on that one. When it comes to the women's chamber the chamber match, they've been building with separate storylines and separate feuds. Nothing really focusing on the chamber match itself.
I was almost going to agree with your resolution, with the exception of one thing that popped into my head: the Roman Reigns steroid allegations. I'm guessing that at some point WWE is going to probably want to pump the brakes just a little bit on Roman. And that is enough reason for me to hold out hope that I'm not going to go with Roman. Instead, I'm going with Strowman.
You're just high on that Strowman horse.
Yes.
I love Braun Strowman.
Because
I love Braun Strowman, but he's not...
This is where my heart supersedes my brain.
As it does every pay-per-view that Braun Strowman's on.
And it makes it you're talking about Mr. I love the bar, I'm going to shoot for them every single time.
I haven't shot for them every single time.
Well, most of the time anyway.
No, not even so. It's only really just recently that I've been voting for the bar.
The point being here, this is my vote with my heart thing, and just something about it, especially now in all relative seriousness, something throws me off about Roman Reigns winning this. My brain says it's a possibility, but something in my gut says that I can't commit to that.
If they were going to do anything about the steroid allegations, okay, they would have done it already. That was
not necessarily.
That was what, 3 months ago? It came out. That was before
it's
the
still
Rumble.
Ongoing. It's still ongoing.
That was before the Rumble, okay, and he's still.
So it was just like over a month ago.
Well, I know that it was further back than that.
The news really came out a month ago, but yeah, it is a further back story.
But they wouldn't have had him be in the final two. Consequences would have shown up already.
In my argument to that fool, while you guys are thinking Braun Strowman as your number 2 to go, I think that's what the whole thing with Seth Rollins is. Seth Rollins, if anything, Seth Rollins would be my number 2. If anything,
number 2.
Yeah. Shit, you just totally killed my momentum.
Exactly.
But yeah, putting Seth Rollins back on the superstar level that I feel like he truly does deserve.
And especially if they're planning on turning him heel after Mania and feuding him with Reigns in Ambrose's spot. Because apparently the plan was to turn Ambrose after WrestleMania and feud him with Reigns for the title. But Ambrose got hurt, so now they're thinking about turning Seth Rollins back to what he was before the injury, and he came back all face with himself.
I know that they were planning on a Rollins-Reigns feud after Mania. I actually didn't know that. I didn't hear the details of him turning heel on this, which, with how the gauntlet match went and how pretty much he's back to being superstar number 1 in most of the wrestling fans' hearts, I don't really see that. I don't really want to see that happen. I feel like it actually would fit better the other way around, but that's just beating a dead horse. Almost it's like Cena level turning heel. But when it comes to storyline purposes, that actually does make more sense than just turning Rollins heel just because he took Dean's spot. But I actually heard, I was hearing rumors that if anything, they're going to just, because of the whole steroids, the whole storyline, the whole story with the steroids, they were planning on just making it another triple threat match with Rollins and Reigns versus Lesnar again. Sort of getting what Vince wants, but toning it back. But to be fair, I honestly don't think that's going to happen. I think they're just going to keep Roman going on this momentum. He's going to be the first one to get kicked out of the one F5 that they've been building on for a year as the move that keeps people down.
Considering he kicked out of 4 of them 3 years ago.
But hey, we want you to forget about that. Ever since beating Taker.
Revisionist history is what they do.
Continuity fail.
But yet always in their favor.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. But anyway, long and short of it is, these are our predictions for the Elimination Chamber.
And I will say, I really do respect that you're still going on that Braun Strowman
Let's think of it this way. If we were to go straight down the line and share all the predictions exactly down the card, wouldn't that be just more boring?
And I respect that thought on it too. I am going to put the title on the line against you.
Okay.
So the title will be on the line at Elimination Chamber. Oh, Brian, hold on. Before you're jumping on that one, just think about it. You're sharing the same predictions as the champ. So in your mind is just as powerful as the champ's mind. This one is just going out of craziness. We know the truth that's happening. So, high five.
World, Strowmanites, lend me your
truth just for a week.
It's truth for a week. Well, it's truth, period. Because, yeah.
No, I said truce. Truce for a week.
Truce. Oh, okay. But all in all, you can't now say, I'm not a defending champion. This is the second pay-per-view in a row since winning this thing.
Yeah, only because you know that his prediction is crazy.
But I'm still defending the title. I'm still a defending champ.
I'm rooting for you.
About as crazy as Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Why?
It never happens.
You're not giving it to Strowman. As fun as it is, you're not going to give it to him.
If we were talking crazy, Zack Ryder style, Elias would win the WWE title.
Or win the chamber to face Lesnar.
Elias would win the chamber. That is Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental title.
Here's a minor scholar's quick talk. If Elias actually does win the chamber, does he win the pay-per-view and the title?
No. Okay. He gets murdered by Lesnar.
Okay.
That's why it would never happen.
What? Never say anything can happen in WWE, right?
There are 2 people who I can legitimately see in this match beating Lesnar as they're booking him now. As they're booking Lesnar now. And that's the 2 people that are up on that board right now.
All right. So, the ayes have it.
Oh, besides, this is me having defend title against Jeff Only is my revenge on how you're saying you're going to be the first one to dethrone me. It's like, yeah, you're not getting that opportunity this time.
Well, you've heard what we have to say.
It's okay, It's okay.
You've heard what our predictions. Now it's time we tag you in, the listening audience. So, of course, you can feel free to give us a drop on the line at any number of places all across the internet. If you're joining us on YouTube, leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to hear more of this content and more every single week. If you're joining us on... Where else can you join us? If you're joining us on Facebook, check us out on our main page at just to search for the Scholars of Wrestling Show. And of course, if you want to live tweet with us, you can join us on our Twitter account, starting with our main account at ScholarsOW. Or, for more fun, you can actually check us out and join us on our regular personal Twitter accounts. Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at the Avatar.
Brian, where can they reach you?
You can find me crying tears of blood at Atomic Beanpole.
And you can find me at I'm Robbie Rage, all one word. Join us for all the fun. It's always a fun time.
Ready to fill your tears in this so I can drink it again on next
week. You're going to drink blood? Fun.
It's going to be amazing.
We're hiring Gangrel to do this show now?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go with that. In the meantime, by now you should know who we are. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you've been schooled.
You're
welcome. See you all at Elimination Chamber.